Yabusio, my name's Pam, and today I'm going to be trying to do my own spin on the Toon Me challenge. I've been seeing this a lot on Instagram with people doing like half of their face in their style, and I thought, that's cool, I want to do that too. From what I saw, just looking at Instagram and under the hashtag, there was a majority of digital art, that digital artists were doing it based on like a photo on their phone, transfer it into whatever program, and do it that way. There was only one post I saw that was traditional, and it was with pen, so I thought it'd be a fun thing to paint. I don't really do painting a lot, but I figured, why not now? Why not start painting right now? And since the paint that I'd be doing is like basically cell shading-esque flat colors, I didn't have to worry about blending or anything like that. Another part that was my own interpretation was like doing more than one person. I took one of my recent vacation photos with my brother and my two older nephews and wanted to do that. And then going into the photo itself, I picked one with multiple people, and I picked one with multiple people from my recent vacation photos. I figured that would be an interesting twist than just using like a selfie. It would have multiple people, so that, and then also it was just a fun picture. And I figured it would give me more of a chance to express my style in different expressions and different face shapes. So I wanted to kind of give a reason as to how the tunification was happening. And a lot of the posts on Instagram, it was like down the middle. Like, it's fine, it's art, it doesn't need a reason. But I just kind of wanted to figure out like how this was happening and kind of figure out like how my division lines would be figured out. So the way I figured it is that a vapor wave is passing by the roller coaster, and the light that is coming from that is shining onto the guests on the coaster and turning and tunifying them. So I just kind of guessed how the light would affect each passenger and how much tunification would be happening to them. So getting into the painting itself, it took several layers of white to get the background covered, especially with the writing. It took a couple layers just to not see it anymore. And then just going over each character and going over a couple times just so that you didn't see the facial features underneath anymore. After that, I took a pencil on both the faces and the white area and just trying to map out like where the different squiggles would be, and also like how the facial expression would change and fit more into how I typically draw. What I kind of realized, which was interesting, was that my style isn't entirely not realistic. There's a lot of similarities. Either that or I'm conforming more to what I'm working with, which could be possible. It's just working with it and seeing like the eye sizes are typically not super, like not a lot larger, or my characters are typically proportionally accurate. I know when I draw full body characters, their proportions are a little different, but as in terms of the upper body and the face proportions, it wasn't that different, which I found interesting. And then with the vaporwave, I just went over the pencil, just not going too crazy because I realized when I pressed too hard, the white was starting to come off the paper, and I didn't want that, so I just got a shape and then started painting the background color. I started off with the background color being a dark purple, and then just kind of realizing how everything else was going to go together, especially with it having to be bright, to be like bright enough to reflect off of the characters' faces, that it had to be a lighter color, so I stuck with a lighter purple and then went on to the other colors that would just fill in the rest of the space. I originally, for the blue and the yellow, I was using a paint pen, or two paint pens that I got from an art craft box a while ago, but they kept drying out, and I just went over it with more paint later on. Then I don't know what was wrong with me, but when I got to the greenish on the bottom blue line, I started painting watermelons. I don't know if I was hungry, just really wanted watermelons or what, but they're there, they exist, and there's nothing you can really do about it now. The biggest challenges, I think, was mainly the vaporwave, just coming up with shapes that looked organic and made sense. I'm still kind of hesitant on like that drippy yellow and how that really works, but I don't think it looks bad. With the faces, it was one coat, like a few coats of skin tone, and then I used a liner because I figured trying to paint it with a black paint would, one, be extremely time consuming, and two, would look like garbage. So knowing that, I just kind of steered away from that and doing what I traditionally do and using a liner. Then after the liner was dry, I went in and put the whites into their eyes and the shading with the darker, like more blushy skin tone. I had an idea to change the news footing just because with what was happening, it wouldn't really work quite as well. So I took several coats of gray and then blue to just go over it again and again so that you couldn't see the letters underneath. And then I started painting the white font. It's not the greatest, but it just pops, and I think it gives another element to the design overall. And that is it, guys. The overall, like, the end result of it, I like a lot. It's cute, and it just kind of opened me to see, like, how my style is similar or not similar to real life proportions. And also doing painting, I haven't done it really a lot, so just getting more experience in it and just seeing how I can kind of bring this idea into my own way. It might not be super creative, I understand that, but I still enjoy it nonetheless. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!